guys, Nate Richards here from Richards Guitar Studio, and today we're going to go over the song Black Dog by Led Zeppelin. The tabs are linked to YouTube and linked to our blog. Use these tabs because number one, I think they're pretty accurate, and number two, I'm gonna refer to the sections. I labeled all the sections, so I'm going to refer to them. The first part, the intro, I think they have like a tape echo or something going on, but what I do is I turn on some delay on the amp and some distortion, and then scrape the low E string and make a little crescendo and scrape towards the bridge, right next to the bridge, like that. So if you're playing the song live, that might be kind of a cool little effect to intro the song. Alright, so part A sounds like this. Alright, so if you're playing this along with Led Zeppelin, I think that long sustained A5 chord there, where Robert Plant sings over that, I think that it's not exactly metered. So in the background you can kind of hear John Bonham clicking the drumsticks together to get back into the riff. So that's something to listen for if you're going to try to play this with the recording. So essentially Jimmy Page has an A blues scale. Alright, and he's just making the riff using that scale. Alright. When you get here, this 5th fret, you want to scoop that bend and connect it to the next note. You don't want to bend right off the pick. You don't want to do that. Scoop into it and no release. You don't want to hear the bend release like this. You don't want to do that. Alright, so scoop it out and connect right to the next note. Triplet hammer on and pull off. Another scoop bend. Alright, and then in measure 5 you're going to shift position to get down towards the chord. So you have the 5th and 7th fret. It's okay if you hear a little bit of a slide on your way down as you're shifting. Alright, so that's part A. Part B is similar to part A. It's made out of the same stuff, but it's on a lower string, and it's also the riff is about, I think it's 7/8 notes long. So what that does is it's not a complete measure, so it sort of keeps offsetting in the measure, and sometimes you start on an upbeat and sometimes on a downbeat. So it's important to keep the pulse going. If you could practice with a metronome or keep your foot tapping, a strong beat, and each time you play it, it's going to be on an upbeat one time, and on a downbeat the next time, upbeat and then downbeat. So it sounds like this. It starts on the end of beat 3. It's a 3-note pickup into part B. And I have a little line there, dotted line to show you that. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's part B. So basically, you want to be able to feel that up and then down. So I'll try to exaggerate it. So it's 1, 2, 3. Down, up, down. So measure 15 there, starting on a downbeat. That is a transition measure to get you back into the main theme from part A. Alright, so it's like this. That gets you back into the main theme. Alright. At the very end of that section, section B, you have a 3-note pickup into letter C. And that pickup is the 2nd fret, 3rd fret bend, and then an A chord. Right? And that bend again is a little scoop, no release, like that. Alright? So once you get into letter C, I'll play it first and then break it down. So. Okay, so that's letter C. So you have this A chord, and then a full bend with your 3rd finger. So the bend comes right off the pick. Release, pull off. Sorry. So that is basically, I think, the most common bending technique out there in rock music is bend, release, pull off. Bend, release, pull off. So you hear 3 separate notes. Alright? Another little scoop with no release. C5 chord. And then at measure 23, you have an extended version of this bending lick. It sounds like this. It just adds a couple notes in there, that's all. And then it repeats again. And then when you get to the end of section C, you can choose to play guitar 1, which is a long sustained A5 chord, or a G note bent up to an A. Alright, so if you're playing in a band and you have 2 guitar players, just split it up. So that's like this. So that'll be guitar 1. That's guitar 2. Alright? I'm going to skip over letter D. That's a harmonization for part A, and you can hear that in the song. So if you do have a 2nd guitar player in your band, then it's really the same rhythm, it's just some different frets, so it's nothing to worry about. Section E is just a long sustained A5 chord as Robert Plant sings on top of that. And then letter F is the next part we're going to do. It sounds like this. Has some staccato notes in it. Alright, and that's they're the notes with the dots on top. Alright, so those G's are kind of choked short a little bit. Alright? Big G5 chord. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of tune. Do your G5 chord like this: 2nd finger, 3rd finger, 4th finger, and then your 3rd finger is going to stay where it is as it moves to the D chord. So, if you're not familiar with this form of the G5 chord, your 2nd finger is going to kill the A string. So if you play the A string, the pad of the 2nd finger is touching the A string so that doesn't ring, and that's why there's no note on that in the tabs. All right, so the last part we're going to do is section G, and this is moving into the guitar solo. I didn't put the guitar solo in there again. I try to learn the rhythm guitar first. You know, whenever you're learning a song, learn the whole track rhythm guitar, and then try to do the leads. So the part under the solo, I believe, is section A. So just play that. So section G sounds like this. intro part is just a hammer, quick hammer, quick slide. Alright, so then getting into the second measure, this is where it's a little tricky. So it's a pentatonic lick. The first slide is right off the pick, third finger on the second fret. And then you go up the scale. And then this slide is part of the rhythm, so you don't want to do that. You want part of the rhythm. Like that. So once you get that, the measure 51 is where there's a little variation at the end. So it goes. That's all the same, and then I grab my first finger, slide from 5 to 7. And you could use 3 and 2 or 4 and 3. And then the first time around, you have a low A. Like that. The second time around, you're just going to play A on the second fret. That's the first time. That's the second time. Alright, so that's in a nutshell all of the parts for Black Dog. If you have any questions, shoot us an email, richards@richardsguitarstudio.com. Right now we're working on a new forum for our website, so you can go there, that's another resource, or just comment through YouTube or our blog. Alright, have fun with this one.